Greetings, critters. It's Fox here, and welcome to my Burrow of Thoughts, aka my channel, where we talk about everything spooky. And today will be a double spooky book review of some thrillers I read. I have Keep It in the Family by John Marrs and Third Grave by Lisa Jackson. So settle into your burrows because things are about to get spooky. Okay, so the first book I'm going to talk about is The Third Grave by Lisa Jackson. So a little bit about the plot of this book. There is a detective and a true crime writer couple. They are married and they reluctantly join forces to solve a cold case because there are three. Okay, so my thoughts on Lisa Jackson's The Third Grave. So first off, this is my first Lisa Jackson book I've read. I do own Paranoid, but I haven't read it yet, and I'm super stoked to read it soon because I loved the way Lisa Jackson wrote. It really immersed me in the story, and I really felt like a detective myself and a true crime writer, which was really, really, really fun. Now, this isn't a horror, this is more a thriller with some romance kind of thrown in. So, you know, you know me with romance and my thrillers. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. In this book, it kind of worked, although there is a lot of focus on the relationship between Detective Reed and his reporter wife, Nikki. So if I could change one thing, it would be to bring down the relationships and up the action a little bit. That being said, it was a nice change because I was in a horror slump and I feel like it got me ready to read a horror book again. So that's really good. It's always good to get out of a slump. Now, the character building is obviously really good. This is a part of a series. So I do think that I might have missed out on some pivotal relationship moments between Detective Reed and his wife, Nikki. But it didn't take away from the story, so this does work as a standalone, though it is a part of a series. Now, the last third of it really does pick up. There's more action, there's more mystery solving, things start to get pieced together. You know, it was a really good, strong ending as well, and the build-up was worth it. There wasn't any point in this book where I felt, you know, let's get a move on, keep it going. This book was entertaining from beginning to finish. Now, I'm going to rate this 4 tails out of 5. The only reason it's not a solid 5 out of 5 for me is simply because the focus on the romance and the relationship was a little bit too heavy-handed for me, but that's on me. I read this book with the synopsis kind of gave away that there would be some sort of relationship and love since they're a married couple solving a cold case, but I still thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. So 4 tails out of 5 for Lisa Jackson's Third Grave. Okay, so the next book we're going to talk about is Keep It in the Family by John Marrs. Another new author for me, my first John Marrs book, and I think I'm going to continue with this author. Now, before we dive into the review, let me tell you a little bit about the plot. Now, there's an expecting couple, they buy a home, they're super excited, dream home, start renovating, and they make a horrific discovery in their home. And things ensue from there. Okay, so my thoughts on Keep It in the Family by John Marrs. So this is another new author for me, my first time reading a John Marrs book, and I enjoyed it. It was a domestic thriller, and I went in thinking ghosts. So it really threw me for a loop, which I think made me actually enjoy it a little bit more. I was in a little bit of a horror slump, so it was a good change of pace, but it wasn't what I was expecting. But it worked because there's multiple points of perspective in this book, and I really like when authors do that. And the relationship focus and the love focus was actually less than Lisa Jackson's book. So I really like that. The balance between the mystery and the love story was really well done. There was a little bit more pace to this book. It was a lot more fast paced. There was a lot of things happening, a lot of new developments and good twists. Really enjoyable book. Loved it. John Mars can write. He can really weave a story and just get you enthralled. So I'm rating this 4 tails out of 5. The only reason it's not a solid 5 out of 5 for me is because the main ending twist, I kind of had an inkling for. About half of it I knew what was going to happen. So that all being said, John Mars, keep it in the family, 4 tails out of 5. I highly recommend this if you like domestic thrillers, and it really was enjoyable, even if you think it's a ghost story to begin with. So all in all, I think Lisa Jackson's Third Grave and Keep It in the Family have some similarities, being a little bit more domestic thrillers and having that mystery and intrigue in them. I really enjoyed both books. One was from the library, Third Grave, and the other is one that I own that I definitely think I'm going to lend out and make people read. Really enjoyable books, especially if you love mystery and true crime and or domestic thrillers. Both I'm rating 4 tails out of 5. The Third Grave by Lisa Jackson and Keep It in the Family by John Mars. Well, critters, that's all from this Den of Frights today. Thank you so much for being here and watching, and your support. It means the whole wide and wild wilderness to me. It really does, critters. And until next time, stay cozy and stay spooky.